Summer seems to be the perfect time to head out and catch some waves, but for some in West Michigan, they'd prefer to swim in them. Nate Brown has more in this week's Sports Spotlight on a group of swimmers doing just that, but for a much bigger purpose.
The story of the Edmund Fitzgerald holds different memories for everyone.
I was 6 years old when the wreck happened.
I was 10 when the Edmund Fitzgerald went down.
On that fateful November evening back in 1975, life changed forever for the families of 29 mariners who never made it home. The Edmund Fitzgerald, a freighter that ferried taconite along the Great Lakes from Superior down towards the ports surrounding Detroit, encountered hurricane-force winds along its southbound trip.
Children not having their dad come home, trying to comprehend that at such a young age.
And sank 17 miles off the coast of Whitefish Point.
People lost their father, their son, their brother.
50 years later, the mystery of what really ended the run of one of the largest Laker ships remains clouded. But one thing is rather clear.
For us to be able to honor them in some way just really means a lot.
Those lost are not forgotten.
I've been up there and I've done the museums and I've seen the relics and read the stories, and of course it has a profound effect.
And that final voyage of the Edmund Fitzgerald will not go unfinished.
I think that this memorial swim to remember those who were lost and symbolically complete the journey is a great way to memorialize this tragic event.
68 open-body water swimmers are set to take on the Edmund Fitzgerald Memorial Swim, a 411-mile trek from the ship's wreck site in Lake Superior to Belle Isle outside Detroit, beginning July 26th and set to wrap up in the final days of August.
There's something about being able to finish what these men started. I intend to have their names written inside my buoy to kind of bring them along.
Every swimmer also plans to carry a piece of iron ore during the journey too. But pieces of ore aside, this swim isn't for the faint of heart. Split up into groups of 4, the 17 stages along the route will test the intrepid few taking on this challenge.
I think our biggest concern or consideration is I was just, talking to Tracy, is, what could the weather be like? I mean, it might be glass, but it could be 3, 4, 5 foot waves. So it's a lot different swim depending upon the conditions.
It's a lot of training over a long period of time, but how do you really train for something like this? I don't actually know.
What the swimmers do know is that their swim won't only be symbolic, as each stage team is helping to raise money for the preservation of the Whitefish Point lighthouse, which was notoriously dark the fateful night the Edmund Fitzgerald went down.
I love that the fundraising from the swim is going towards such an amazing cause, and it will keep the story living on.
Remembering those lost in the hopes of helping whoever may pass through for years to come.
You keep that in your heart with your iron ore pellet in your buoy and carry that forward.
For Sports Spotlight, this is Nate Brown reporting.
Well, as of last week, the swim's fundraising efforts were rapidly approaching $190,000 toward the preservation of Whitefish Point Light. And while swimmers from the Kalamazoo area will be taking part, 11 states around the country, including California and Hawaii, will also be represented, and a few swimmers coming from Canada and England as well.